Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and we've got an updated board. So we've got 6 more plays for you for today's slate. We've got a 5-game slate, so it's been a little bit tricky finding as much value as we typically get on because it's like a small slate. But we found 6 extra picks for you that we're excited about. Before we get into the picks, though, I just want to shout out Moose for the super thanks. We really appreciate that, man. He's one of our Hall of Famers in Discord, and it's awesome to have him a part of the community. We just appreciate the support, man. It means a lot. And if you're new to Prize Picks, use our promo code. They'll double your first deposit up to $100. Literally, like whatever amount you put on, they'll double it all the way up to 100. So if you go the full 100, you'll get 200 to play with for just $100. So yeah, just use our promo code and they'll hook you up with that deal. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell because we run 2 shows for the NBA. We run a late night show, which is kind of like our first look show. We get value picks and discounts, and a lot of times they change overnight. And then like we're doing now, we have our daily show. Once the board's filled out, we find all the extra value that Prize Picks gives us. So yeah, I think that covers everything. We don't have to do a recap because we're on the daily show. So let's just get right into these picks. All right, so to get us started, I'm going to be going with a PRA that's been pretty hot for us lately, and that's going to be De'Anthony Melton to go over 22.5. We got this earlier in our Discord at 22, and it bumped up a half point already, but I still like it at 22.5. He's just been kind of hitting this just about every game, and if you've been watching the games, he's looking better and better. He feels as if he has like a very specific role for this team now, as where before he was kind of just, we're hoping for him to see increased minutes, but now we're seeing him on the floor a lot more. So I'm liking this for over, but let's get into the details about this. We have an over-under of 231 points, with the 76ers favored by 6. So we don't really have to be too concerned about a blowout here. LA's been putting it together as of late. So I like that it's only a 6-point spread there. So hopefully this doesn't get away from them and we have like a close game, maybe within 6 to 10 points by the end, and we don't have anyone getting benched. If we look at what Melton's been doing over the last 5 games, he's averaging 33 minutes a game. 15 points, 15.6 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 3.4 assists per game. So I like his odds of going over this. If he just hits his averages, he's going to cash for us. And if we look at what LA's allowing to shooting guards, they're allowing 22 points alone. So he'd be close to cashing if he can just put up what typical shooting guards are putting up against the Lakers. But they're also allowing 7.4 rebounds and 6.2 assists. So a lot of activity for shooting guards against the Lakers. And we've got Caesars has this at minus 152 to go over. And that's for a little bit of a lower line, but I still like those odds. I think that was at like 21.5 or 22 that they had it, and Prize Picks always bumps us a little bit, but I'll play with those odds because that's just like, maybe there's a little bit higher chance of him pushing. He's not going to push on a 22.5. So I like him to go for 23 or more. I feel comfortable with that. And then my next pick is going to be an assist prop in the same game. And I like Tobias Harris to get over 2.5 assists. This is not that much. I think that's why I love this line. It's just 3 assists throughout the whole game. I think he'll be able to pull that off. He just had 6 against OKC. He missed against Minnesota and Cleveland by just 1. And when we get these low lines like this, it's just, I don't know, it's super juicy because it doesn't take much for him to cash. And if we look at what he's been averaging 3 a game over his last 5 games. He's always getting heavy minutes, averaging 35 minutes a game. And Embiid's been playing MVP level. Maxi's been good. Nicholas Batum's been dropping threes, and like we said, De'Anthony Melton's been playing well. So he's got a lot of great weapons surrounding him. And if we look at what the Lakers are allowing to small forwards, they're not really allowing a whole lot of scoring, just 20 points a game. And they are allowing just over 3 assists a game to small forwards. So I feel like with this matchup, he is probably going to be trying to go, do what he typically does and drive into the paint. But he's going to be met with Anthony Davis a lot. And the Lakers are just kind of powerful in the paint, and they're a good rebounding team. So I feel like he's going to have a lot of situations where he's going to be trying to go in, maybe try to draw a foul or so, and have to dish it off to Embiid or kick it out to Batum or Melton out on the outside or Maxey. So I like the weapons surrounding him, and I like the fact that he is going up against a team that's pretty good in the paint. So, and again, the line's just so low. And BetMGM has this at minus 130 to go over. So we're going to take that for the over as well. And then my last option is going to be a 3 points made prop. And I like Jaden Ivey to go under 1.5. So he hasn't hit 2 threes in a game the entire year, which is something we already like. We're going to take that for less. And if we look at his attempts per game, he's only attempting just over 3. And that's inflated because in his last game, he attempted 6 and still only sank 1. So he is averaging 1 made per game and 3.3 attempted. But again, that's just because of the inflation of his last game. And he's had a couple games where he'll just try to throw up like 5 threes or 6 threes, and he still hasn't cashed 2. And if we look at the Wizards, they are allowing up to 4 3-pointers per game to shooting guards. But I still just feel confident that he's not going to be, he might not even take that many. Like I said, on the year, he's only averaging 3 attempts and maybe making 1 if he's lucky. So even though they allow a relatively good shooting percentage, I just don't think that's going to be the game plan. And so I like him to go under this. And we have a BetMGM actually has this at a minus 125 for the under. So if this ends up being the first game of the season that he sinks more than 1, then that's just the way it goes. But I like him to just not, go for over 1 today. So those are the 3 I've got for the updated board. What do you got for us, Jordy?
Yeah, so to get me started, I'm going to be going with, let's see here. I'm going to be going with a rebounds and assist prop. This is one we've all gone to quite a bit, and it's been pretty productive for us. But I'm going to go with Valanciunas for over 11.5 rebounds and assists. He's done this in 7 out of 10 games this year, so he's very active on rebounding and getting assists. He missed this against Utah last game, but it was just an odd game for him. So I like him to go over this because this game is actually, the game line is 230.5 with a 4.5 favorite to the Pelicans. So we got a really fast-paced game on our hands. This is a minus 130 to go over. I even seen that MGM had it at 135, so I like that a lot to go over. And then for my next one, I'm going to be taking a rebounds prop. Let's see here. Where are we at? I'm going to be taking Anthony Davis to go over 11.5 rebounds. Now, I know he's going up against Embiid, who's been a monster on the glass this year. But, Anthony Davis has had some crazy games where he's had like 6 rebounds in the first half and like 4 in a quarter. So I like him to go over this. So one of the reasons I like this to go over is the Lakers are the 9th fastest paced team and Philly's the 6th fastest paced team. So usually that means more shooting, more rebounds, more everything. The game line is set at 231.5 with a 6-point favorite to Philly. So it's a high over under game. And I just think that he has a good chance of hitting this. It's a minus 130 to go over. So, it's going to be a fun game. I think it's going to be physical between those two, and I like him to go over this. So we're going to take that. And if we look at what Philly's giving up to centers, it's not much, but it is Anthony Davis. They're giving up 12, almost 13. So that's plenty for us to get this done. So I like that one. And then my next one is going to be a points prop, and I'm going to take the under on Taurean Prince at 9.5. Taurean Prince, if we look at what he's done this year, he's only gone over this 3 times in the last 10 games, so not a lot. He has very streaky shooting percentages. I think he's shooting like 37% on the year or something, 38% on the year. So, he's not playing very well this year, and he's playing 30 minutes, but there's a lot of games where he's getting sat out more. And, his minutes, I'm not really worried about it because he's just shooting pretty terribly. So against Philly, who's a pretty good defensive team, I like him to go under this. It's a minus 135 to go under at 9.5, and it was even a minus 120 to go under at 8.5. So I don't think he'll be hitting this. And yeah, I'm just comfortable with taking the under on that one. That's what I've got.
Yeah. So those are the 6 we've got for you on the updated board. Feel free to use whichever ones you like. Obviously, you don't have to take all 6. We just want to give you some options. It's become pretty popular in our Discord to do these 2-mans and these 4-mans, and they're stacking up the cash by playing smaller lineups. So play it however you'd like. And speaking of Discord, you can check out our Discord if you'd like. We have a great community. We have a lot of really smart people in there who are constantly seeing things that Jordy and I don't see, and we'll run our research and analysis on the picks that they're interested in, and we come to some pretty good conclusions pretty much daily, always finding gems in there. And we run like a Flex Friday live where we do our Flex Friday build outs together, where we're kind of we have like a voice channel that we open up and we just all get in there and just build out our lineups. It's a lot of fun. So check that out. The link is in the description of the video. And enjoy the games tonight. It's a smaller slate, so we're looking forward to tomorrow to get back on track with a bigger slate than just 5 games. And these matchups are actually kind of tough. It was kind of hard to find value on the board, but I do feel good about these 6. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe and have a great Monday, guys. We'll catch you in the next video.
Good luck, guys.